That's Michael Sheen, one of the great Welsh actors, said he's found it very hard to accept when Welsh characters are not played by Welsh actors, and has criticised what he calls posh stars cast in working-class roles. Now, we did a bit of research into Mr. Sheen. I think we've got some of his roles here, which we can show you. Let's have a look. It's a VT.
As far as I'm concerned, the first thing you can do for me is to chuck all your medals and all your caps and all your pots and all your pans into the biggest flipping dustbin you can find.
Bella is alive after all. Isn't that wonderful? I love a happy ending.
You bad angels.
Well, to recap, we found 10. He played Brian Clough, a Yorkshireman, Tony Blair, a Scot, David Frost, Englishman, H.G. Wells, Englishman, William H. Masters, American, Sigmund Freud, a Czech, Nero, an Italian, Hamlet, a Dane, Mozart, an Austrian, Jesus Christ, a Palestinian.
His Hamlet wasn't very good.
But I rest my case, Quentin.
I mean, he's a good actor, though. He's a good actor, but I think...
But isn't that the point? He's a great actor that can play all these parts.
Exactly.
I don't scream when I hear a Welshman playing Tony Blair in a Blair accent. What's he on about?
I think Michael is being what the Welsh would call a pillock.
What is that?
Pillock.
Do I need to follow?
And I mean, it's a ludicrous proposition, really, because actually it's very self-defeating. There are very few Welsh parts in world drama. So he may be doing himself out of a job, because if only Welsh can play Welsh, then that means, you know... The Welsh
But what about this point about posh stars cast in working-class roles? Is there a point to that? I mean, this is a reverberating debate, isn't it? Should only disabled actors play disabled roles and so on and so on? What about the posh v working-class part?
The point is representation. So this whole Welsh argument is silly, but the point being that if you grow up in a small village in Wales, you don't have access to getting into acting, you don't have the transport links, you don't have the money to go into it, you know, perhaps that may be children who've been born into London, you know.
Two words for you. And they were words of a man I had a wonderful 40-minute private chat with at a dinner party the other night. Michael Caine. You don't get a more working-class actor than Michael Caine. 150-something movies, he told me, he's made, playing, you know, often...
I don't know if I could name one.
Michael Caine?
I'm actually not sure I could. I don't know if I could.
Harry Palmer?
Do you know what? That is actually... I've sent people out for less than that. I have. And banned them. You might get a suspension. But one of our greatest actors, I mean, Michael Caine.
Great
But my point being that he was telling me about his, you know, he didn't get any fancy...
He's a great screen persona, isn't he?
Yeah, but a working-class boy who it's never been a barrier for him.
How many of those can you name, realistically? And do you know what the problem is with these actors, though, is that they go to private school, they get into acting, and they pull the ladder up for everyone else. They go, no, I've had it, and I'm posh, but, you know, no one else...
Do you know what? I actually can't tolerate you sitting here any longer for not knowing who Michael Caine is, or not even understanding he's our greatest actor.
But I think we're through all this class stuff. I mean, this is such...
Aren't we?
So old.
Aren't we through all of this stuff?
I used to be a dustman. Would I be able to play a dustman on screen? No.
You were a dustman?
I was a dustman once.
That's a staggering bombshell.
But really? I would not be able to play a dustman.
Hang on. You got to drop this bombshell. Quentin Letts.
I was a dustman in Bicester.
What?
Oxfordshire.
Literally a bin man?
Yeah.
Really?
In the days when there were metal bins full of ash.
Really? What was the most disgusting thing you ever had to deal with?
I can't remember anything disgusting. I just smelt for about two weeks after I took a holiday. Terrible.
Have you got any weird little things in your back catalogue?
Oh, I was a delivery driver. I used to drive a white van. That used to really impress people.
You were a white van woman?
I was a white van delivery driver for years.
And you still don't know Michael Caine's movies?
Yeah, I also, well...
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, The Italian Job, Alfie. I mean, for goodness sake, he's one of the greatest actors ever.
It's quite a right
No,
head.
you're going. That's the end. You, out of the studio. You're being censored. Quentin, great to see you. Ava, not so great. Loss on your reputation.